I just wanted to thank the board for giving me this time, and thank you guys for your time. I know you guys, some of you guys have already talked to me already about this proposal that I have, but some of it's gonna be new to you. As Adam mentioned, this is a proposal, so today is not like an official vote on anything. This is just to tell you kind of what I'm thinking. Currently, I'm a one-woman show. We're talking about setting up committees. I would love anybody who's interested in this proposal to meet with me here at the clubhouse, or let's connect and get together and make it better than what it is right now. This is not what I do professionally. This is not, this is really just something I'm doing in my spare time. And we all know that no one has much spare time. But because I love the neighborhood, and as Jim Curley mentioned, it's the neighborhood, the amenities are not getting any younger. They're only aging. I come to every meeting, and I hear residents that come up. I've listened. There's so many improvements that we're asking for even today. So I'm hoping I was able to capture a lot of what I've been hearing in these meetings, and I'll stop all that stuff to go through this actual proposal, and then I'll break for questions after that. So I hope most of you got a flyer. I printed 50 out. Actually, Cook Chemical printed 50 out. Thank you for your print sponsorship. I don't know. So hopefully most of you guys got it with the QR code. I'm going to kind of again, I don't do this professionally, so I'm going to kind of read through this my own cheat sheets a little bit. But it's in the QR code, and the top QR code, if you were able to grab a flyer. So this plan just kind of has a couple parts, again, based off feedback I heard in these meetings and heard from my neighbors. The parts are talking mainly to do with this common area out here. It's currently a playground, volleyball, and some soccer courts, kind of rebranding it the Community Plaza. So if you hear me talk about Community Plaza, it's this whole common area, including the tennis courts back here, in this area. So doing some upgrades to that. Also, I want to make sure everybody knows that there's plans in here to conserve some of the legacy playground equipment that we have. So not everything is going to be brand new. That slide that's been burning butts since 1978 is in the plan to make sure it's safer. And some upgrades to it, but it will remain there. Same thing with the volleyball courts, that we have a really active volleyball community here and things like that. And then some improvements to the clubhouse. So on that, and again, as Adam mentioned, these are ideas, one woman show here, so these are the ideas. I am so open to hearing other options. So I'm going to start by talking about the improvements that are kind of included in this, and then I'm going to talk about how y'all get it, right? Currently in this plan, the repaving out here, it's Pothole City out here, which is not only fun for our cars, but not fun for kids on bikes or anything either. So repaving, crack sealing, all of that, restriping. Speaking of pavement, also creating a walking loop. Everybody knows, if you've seen the unofficial Facebook page, the speeding drama that happens almost on a daily basis. People running stop signs out there, things like that. So this would give us a place to walk that's a lot safer, to walk your strollers, your pets, just by yourself. It would come out from here. And my idea, I'm open to others, come out over here and go around the soccer field. So the soccer field would remain, to be able to play soccer. We make sure those goals, as Alpina mentioned, are nicer than they are right now. Retaining that soccer field, creating a walking loop around it. It would add upgrades to the clubhouse. These floors have been around and they look at for at least 20 years old. They're 24 years old, but right up there. So I'm lucky, but it's time to go. Doing that, putting new and better, more permanent benches out here where they're all cracked. All these benches out here are rusting and cracked, as well as some games. So a permanent concrete chessboard, so you can come out and play. We really want to make this area a little more multi-generational, because right now it is really for your little ones. And our kids are all growing up. Right now I have a 2.5-year-old, but it goes by so fast, right? So we want to make sure that there's going to be areas for the teens and interact with their parents as well, or for people that even don't, you don't have kids, or you're enjoying your retirement years and your grandkids. A place for that. There is a community garden that we have included in this space that would go in the empty space, the unutilized empty space next to the tennis courts. So if gardening's your thing, it's my husband's thing. We can, have a kind of a shared garden area here. This is probably, to me, one of the most interesting things here is they make what's called a family fitness area. So it's playground equipment, but it can also double as outdoor permanent fitness equipment. So you have your dip bars, your different what do you call them? Walker thingy.
No walker. Well, the one that I suggested was it comes with monkey bars, a slide, and some swings. However, there's an attachment for a rope climb. There's dip bars, pull-up bars. The steps are spaced where you do box jumps or high stepping. Also, it does come with J hooks, so you could actually have a bar and some weights and have a squat rack. So it's very multifunctional, and it seems to be on the more price-friendly side, so some of the kind of exercise equipment. And also, as you're working out, your kid can be on the swing right next to you, or going down the slide next to you. So it's definitely all-inclusive in terms of taking care of your fitness needs and your kids wanting to have fun needs. So that's just my idea. Hopefully everybody else likes it too.
There will be also a new place for with toddler type of equipment, and it will be fenced in. So now you don't have to worry about toddler making a beeline for the creek. Dan, I'm looking at you. Again, preserving the legacy, those teeter-totters, the slide, but making them safer and putting maybe new powder coating on those. And then where the current little play tower is now, that I've personally, and I know many of you have too, pressure washed it 80 million times. Guys thought it's as good looking as it gets. But putting new playground equipment in there. And then also adding kind of cornhole near the pavilion area, permanent cornhole for people who like to play that. So those are the kind of things that are currently in the plan. Again, not set in stone. The way I got the budget for this was I actually did have vendors come out and quote all of these things. So the numbers that I have included are actuals. Let's say we loved this 100% and didn't want to make any changes, we can pull the trigger and do it, because I do have real quotes, and that's how I came up with the finances for it. So, finances, favorite part. What I'm proposing is a 12-month assessment. What that means is that your dues are currently $52. They would go to $100 flat for 12 months. In doing that, that would pay not only for everything I just talked about in full, but it would also leave about a $72,000 wiggle room reserve that we would save for I've seen HPT, there's always something unexpected that comes up when you're doing things like this. And B, it would go into one of those escrow funds that you guys see on the budget there for maintenance of the community plaza, so that we wouldn't have to go through an assessment again down the line to take care of these items. That would only be for 12 months. Then I am proposing to, as a second part of this plan, after the 12 months, we right-size our HOA dues down to 70, and we make that the permanent go forward. In the bylaws, we can only raise it 3% maximum per year. So without a 2/3 vote, I'll get into that part in a minute. So what it would do, it would kind of right-size our HOA dues. It still maintain us with the most amenities, some of the lowest HOA dues in Bellevue still, if you guys go out and look. There's a lot of neighborhoods out there with less amenities that cost a whole lot more monthly. So we still get all those great things, and it would kind of give us the extra money for the tree trimming, for erosion projects, for all the other great ideas that we have, some of the communications projects, things like that. So it will be $70 per month going forward with this proposal. And but it would remain the 3% in the bylaws. We wouldn't mess with that. So if we get other, boards change, neighbors change, everything, it would conserve that, because I think that's really important that we don't just like go up, like in perpetuity. Now to do this, it would be, we would require the 2/3 vote that is in our bylaws to make a change like this and to make an assessment. So this is not, what I'm talking today is not the vote. I've talked to the board and they want to see if we're going to have the 2/3, because then we have to do an official, if there's going to be a vote, you have to have a letter mailed out 30 days before that goes to the home or the address on file for the homeowner. So if it's a company that owns the home or someone who doesn't live in the home, the letter's going to go to them. And then after that 30 days, we can have an official vote on something like this. There's also another side vote on the docket. If you scan the QR code on there to give your proxy for this, to say that you're for it, that can count as your vote in this meeting. You can also attend the meeting in person hopefully if and when it happens. There's also a space if you want to add chickens. Now, we've had a lot of people come to these meetings and they would like chickens within the state county regulations, so that's no roosters and you can only have so many and etc. The chickens are also on the docket for this. So you can vote yes for one, no for one, yes for both, no for both, whatever you like. So let us know. So let's bring that one up too. So I'm going to stop there. I know you guys, I've talked for a long time.
Thanks for taking the time to view this video. If you'd like, please scan the QR code and give your support around this proposal. I'd also love to have you on the committee to discuss some options further. My contact information is at the bottom. Please feel free to text me. I'll add you to the committee and look forward to seeing you around the neighborhood.